Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is your WWE Draft review. I am your host, Scott, the man behind the Twitter of Above the Ring, wrestling's voice of reason. And with me today is my man over from New Japan talking, Ethan. We're talking some more WWE Draft. Yes, the wave. We're on YouTube. Woo! We're gonna go over everything that happened this past week, starting with SmackDown. The WWE draft has come and gone, and we have our new rosters. The rosters will take effect next Monday after Backlash, which is this Saturday,
March 6th.
Yep, it's nuts. I feel like WrestleMania was like yesterday, but okay, here
Oh
we are.
no. Oh my god. I was saying that to my girlfriend. I was like, how's it 1 minute we're watching Mania and then the next minute I'm watching Backlash?
Yep. Yep.
Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. Of course, it's gonna be from Puerto Rico. With one of our big matches is Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest, so that should be a lot of fun to watch. Obviously, Brock and Cody being the real big match of the whole show. So that will be a lot of fun. Ethan and I actually will be doing a review show of Backlash as well. So look for that next week.
sometime.
Sometime. We'll figure it out when we get there. But let's go over these draft picks. So Raw got a plethora of picks. Obviously, as they should, because they are the larger show. So Raw drafted, and I'll do it in alphabetical order. Akira Tozawa, both members of Alpha Academy. Paulo Cruz getting called back up from NXT. Becky Lynch, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Bronson Reed, Candice LeRae, Cody Rhodes, Dana Brooke, Dexter Lumis, Drew McIntyre, Emma, Umberto, and Angel. Imperium from SmackDown, so that will be a big thing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The current, well, actually, as of Tuesday, the former NXT Women's Champion, Indy Hartwell, Indu Shear, also called up from NXT. JD McDonough, also called up from NXT. Johnny Gargano, Katana Chance, and Caden Carter, also from NXT. The WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. The Maximum Male Models, Matt Riddle, Natalia, Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones from NXT, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan, your women's tag team champions. Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Riddick Moss, newly named once again from Madcap. Madcap is gone, thank God.
Woohoo!
Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Seth frickin' Rollins. Shinsuke Nakamura. Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, our favorite complaint department. Tegan Knox, the rest of the Judgment Day. The Miz and his tiny balls. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The New Day, Viking Raiders, the legend Trish Stratus. Thank you, Trish. Xia Li and Zoe Stark from NXT. So, Raw, huge roster. Now, I know we want to talk about everybody's favorite A-lister here. And the running joke that never ends, that needs to desperately end. So, Ethan, I'll let you run with this one because I know you got some words to say.
Stop bringing the joke up. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it
getting
was,
ridiculous.
I get it. Like, it was funny the first time. Yeah, okay. I mean, when he had the balls, I will admit that segment where like they had the big bouncy balls. That was funny. But that
Yeah,
was the first like early going. So now it's like pretty much since when he got the T-shirt on, it's like really
yeah, yeah. Um,
like
I
holy.
know, I know. It was the reimagining of the "Hello, I'm Awesome" shirt, which I actually own because I really enjoyed that shirt back in the day. I thought it
I
was
did
great,
like that one too.
but yeah, it's overplayed at this point, and it just needs to stop. Like this is like the last remnants I feel of Vince that just needs to die.
It feels like you're just being a dead horse and just right with the joke.
Truly, it's horrible. It is truly horrible.
Like I get it once, okay, like once in a blue moon, but every week's like,
Yeah, yeah. The eye roll. It's like, all right, stop, please, just
I'm
do
not
something
joking. When
different.
Nakamura started doing it, I just went mute.
Yeah, Like as soon as he started saying everything in Japanese, I was like, please, please don't. And then when Miz asked him what it meant, I was like, please say anything but that. And then he was like, oh, it's men with tiny balls. And I'm like, oh Christ. Here we go.
And changing the channel.
Yeah. Almost. It's oh God. It's like the one bad thing, the one truly bad thing that's still happening on television. It's like you're almost free. Just stop it, please.
We're at the finish line.
We're so close.
Eh.
So close. That's right. Just jump across.
And also, by the way, we're gonna call Shayna Baszler Shayna Blazer from now on.
Shayna Blazer. Oh boy, why?
Did you not hear Eric Bischoff called her that?
No, I didn't. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so it was Bischoff and who am I forgetting? The
JBL.
No, RVD. That's
right. RVD. That's right. I was thinking.
And then he's like Shayna Baszler, Blazer, and Ronald. I'm like, Eric, it's Baszler. But you know what? Every time I see Shayna Baszler, I'm gonna call her Blazer now.
Shayna Blazer. All right,
man. Raw's got a lot of the NXT calls. I mean, like JD. By the way, go check was Match of Dragon Lee banger.
Oh yeah.
And your Sheer Tekka got recalled. Well, Fear and Jinder did. I don't think Sung was ever on the main roster, was he? I don't think he was. I think
he might have been like a backstage presence, but yeah, I think he's been mostly NXT. But yeah, I've always been a Jinder Mahal fan, for pretty much his entire run. I just liked his presentation. The 3MB stuff was its own comedy act, but when he was a serious competitor, like as much as people hated his run as champion, I loved the fact that he was able to be up there with Randy Orton. Yes, he did have the Bollywood boys with him, but still, I personally enjoyed it. I know most people hate it. I'm definitely in the minority here, and that's okay. But
the Randy stuff I didn't mind. The Shinsuke stuff, I'm gonna be honest, I hated that.
Yeah, that was a little.
Especially, I think they got a little too racy with that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Finn's booking, but
exactly. I feel like they might do better. It would be nice to see the boys actually do well in the tag team division. Maybe Jinder do more of a managerial role instead of wrestling. I mean, if he wants to wrestle for a mid-card title, sure, go ahead. But I feel like the rest of Indus Sher could be pretty good in the tag team division. They got some other, bulky tag teams in there too, and we have some good hoss fights. And I'm always up for some more hoss fights.
Right. And then Apollo Crews, I mean, he was on Raw before and he got sent back down, but I'm glad he's back up there now.
Yeah, he kind of did everything that he needed to do in NXT. He didn't need to win any titles down there. He actually elevated everybody he wrestled. So I feel like
I wouldn't mind him having a North American title run, even though it would have been short. But
right, yeah, just maybe give him something. But he didn't win. He didn't need to win the big title. I know, like that was the big thing. But
Katana Chance and Kane Carter were a good pick because they need to be called up. They've been up down there way too long. JD McDonough, another one. Like I already mentioned him, but somebody said he should join Judgment Day.
I don't think he needs to. Not right now, anyways.
Only because he Balor trained him. I don't like it.
Oh, that's true. I actually did forget that. That's a valid point.
I could see it, but not right now. Maybe like if they need if they're doing like a multi-man tag or war games or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think it's a little too soon for him for that, but I'm glad he deserved it. Imperium being you called that. I mean, you kind of figure if Gunther was going in theory, they were going to go this.
Right.
Love Bronson Reed, but I don't think he's winning the US on Backlash. Spoiler prediction.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But they're going to keep the titles that have been moved over on their brands. So, but it's fine. Let Bronson go after the IC title.
Oh yes.
Him and Gunther, I think, would have a marvelous match.
Book it, Trips. Book it, you coward.
Right. He'll do it. It's gonna happen. I can guarantee it. Don't
block me. I'm sorry. Zoe Stark was speaking of need to be called up. Zoe Stark. I mean, she was on main event a few times, like doing. I feel like that's how they get that's her tryout kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Main event. Aussie Jones, another one. I think he should stay down there. Not a whole lot longer, maybe a couple more months, maybe like
Right.
or a year at the most.
Yeah.
I think he
Maybe
was too
have him
soon for
come
him.
up. Yeah, maybe have him come up after SummerSlam. I agree. I think that maybe it might have been a little too soon because we really didn't get to see him on television all that much in NXT. I know
No,
he was hurt for a while too. Maybe
he
it's
was on
just
Level Up for a bit too.
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe a tad bit too early, but if they put him in the right position, or maybe put him with the right type of mentor, maybe have him be a muscle for somebody. I don't know. Um, so yeah, we'll see. But Raw has a pretty decent sized roster now. So
I got before we keep going. Sorry, Scott, I mean interrupt everybody.
that's right.
Bronson, back to Bronson for a second. Can I see him and Drew? Oh,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Please, or do since we like hot fights. You know what? I'm gonna do one better. Let's put Bronson Reed in the Bronson Reed, Drew, Gunther, and Damian Priest.
Oh,
Book it,
dear
trips.
Lord.
Book
Oh,
it,
fatal
trips.
four way for the IC title, please.
So
Please.
Haas fight, Haas
Right?
fight.
Oh
Sorry.
man. That would be nuts. But obviously not to knock our favorite friends over on Friday Night SmackDown, but they got a pretty damn good roster as well. They have the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla, however you want to pronounce her
Isla.
first name, Don. They have Asuka, the U.S. champion Austin Theory, completing the swap with the IC title. You have the Raw Women's Champion and Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley with pants. The man's gonna do amazing things. Cameron Grimes, so excited that this man got drafted. He has been MIA for so long. Obviously, he's been on the moon for forever, so it's nice to see him back on Earth and showing up on SmackDown. Obviously, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, all of Damage Control. I can't wait for the first moment when Bailey and Michael Cole go back and forth. It's gonna be
I
glorious. I
love his.
can't wait.
I love his reaction. Michael's like, no way. It's like, yeah, yeah,
Wade's such
yeah.
a great instigator. I love it. Um, we also got the Rated R superstar Edge with rumors of him wanting to retire this summer. SmackDown will actually be in Canada around the summertime, so that could be a possibility. The got the Grayson Waller effect from NXT, Hit Row, Karrion Cross, and Scarlett. We got LA Knight, yeah. Uh, Lacey Evans, the entirety of the LWO, all 5 members, which I thought was very interesting. I kind of expected Ray to get split, but he wasn't. Um, we got Pretty Deadly from NXT. You know,
Good.
apparently they didn't sleep with the fishes. They are up and right. We got Rick Boogs. Obviously, our first overall pick was Roman Reigns and Solo Sequoia with Paul Heyman.
Figured.
Obviously, we all knew that you got to acknowledge the tribal chief. The man is going to go first. We got the ballsy badass Shotzi, Tamina, all the brawling brutes, which I'm a little sad about. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The entirety of the OC, including Mia Yim. AJ Styles came back, which was great to see. The man's been out with injury for so long. It's nice to see him come back. The Street Profits, as well as the Usos. And I believe it was actually you, Ethan, that told me that Samantha Irving and Mike Rowe actually switched shows as well, which works out great because with Ricochet being on Raw, obviously we want his fiance to be on the same show with him. So now for 3 hours, I get to listen to her lovely voice talking and introducing everybody, much to the dismay of our good friend
John.
John.
We love you, John, but
So SmackDown, I think, has a really good roster as well. Obviously, Roman's going to be there as an attraction. The man's not going to be around every single show. He has that glorious contract that he signed, and he is, he's set. He's going to go past 1,000 days as champion, and who knows how long he's going to be champion. I'm still saying until Mania in Philly.
gotta be.
I've been saying that for months now. I'm not going to get off that train anytime soon. The interesting thing here, Cody being on Raw, Roman being on SmackDown. Obviously, the new World Heavyweight Championship will be decided at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia to crown Raw's new champion. I've seen reports that Cody's not interested in being the world heavyweight champion. He just wants to focus squarely on Roman. Whether that's going to maybe cause a trade at some point, or I don't know. It could be interesting. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've seen those reports too. They honestly, I don't think he should go for the world title just because I mean he needs to finish the story of Roman. I feel like if he wins the world title, it's like, oh, you try against Roman. Here's your second prize.
Right, and a lot of people have said that. I try to steer away from that because I don't feel like them bringing back the world, or they're bringing their new version of the World Heavyweight Championship is not. It's not a consolation, huh?
Fresh coat of paint world title.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they made the W's a 36 font instead of a 72 font, so it's a little bit smaller. They put some nice shimmering design around the sides, kind of spruce it up a little bit. But I don't know. I really don't like the narrative that a lot of the internet wrestling community has about how this title is a second-rate title or a consolation prize. It's not. It's a new title, has an old name, but it's a new lineage. Raw wants their own title, just like SmackDown wants their own title. So this is the only way you're going to do it. The best way is you merge the WWE and the Universal title into one title, which I feel like they'll give Roman once he hits 1,000 days. Again, I've been saying that for weeks now. I think that's what they should do. Get rid of the dual belt. Just let them have the one, and then you have your two titles again.
Let's bring back the undisputed title. Just put the big W in the middle.
My God. God.
Jokes. It's all kids aside. No, I think they should take the two titles and like just make Roman retire the Universal title and just give him a new title.
Yeah, it's just make it the WWE Championship, which is what it should always be. There should never not be a WWE title. That is the main prize that you want to go
crown jewel.
Yes.
I was like, I had to wear this better. But the OC, I bet you Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and me and we're all happy because I mean, basically rumors were saying I guess Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson like have a part of their contract. If they're not needed, they don't have to be there. I mean,
correct, which is a great way. That's great. I know Mia's been doing plenty of
jobs.
her own single stuff, but it's nice to have her back with the crew. Now that AJ's back,
thank God.
Yeah, I know. I miss AJ Styles. So it's nice to see him come back, and I don't know, who knows how long he has left, but I'm going to enjoy it as long as we have him.
Let's get him and Roman in the ring again.
Right? I think that would be great. That I don't know if that'll be his next challenger, but I feel like within the next 3, AJ Styles would be the next one to step up to the plate.
Let's just pull a Tony Khan. Let's just book a tournament.
I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. I'd be okay with it because it's a tournament. You know this. I'm all for
Scott, I got 3 tournament. I got one finishing up this week, and then I got New Japan's tournament, and then I got the NXT tournament, and then I got this tournament. I'm like, I need a break.
No, you need more tournaments.
Tournament Championship Wrestling. There's Scott's new promotion.
Oh my. Yes, I'm making. I'm inventing it right now.
LW. See. Remember the WrestleMania picks? Remember he said the theory of like if Ray or Dominic would have beat Ray, and then they did best of 3, and then how did I say first? Was it back? Oh, the hair mask or career or whatever. Yeah. Nope.
They're split. Yep. Ray's on SmackDown. Judgment Day's on Raw. So
I don't know. Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have another. Maybe at the Rumble they'll intermix again. I don't know. Ray's another one. Like I remember his career starting in WCW. Yes, I'm old. I remember all this. Obviously he had a career before WCW. I'm saying I remember watching him in WCW.
Yeah.
And like going through everything else, going through them, appearing in Lucha Underground when that was a thing. That was outstanding. And then him coming back to WWE after being there the first time. And yeah, it's just it's funny like how I've watched like certain wrestlers their entire career. Like people like Triple H, John Cena, Batista, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I remember him as stunning Steve Austin back in WCW and all this other stuff. Like, it's just like watching these people grow, like
Yeah.
JBL, another one.
Yeah.
It's just like it's crazy. Like I've watched wrestling for so long, I've seen people's entire careers like go from start to finish, and it's just like it makes me realize how much I really do love watching wrestling. And if you have a good story, I'm hooked. I'm hooked for your entire career.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about age, so I'm 26, so basically like MJF's entire Bates age.
Still a
But he,
baby.
yeah,
Watching
okay,
wrestling
guys.
longer than you've been alive, so I can add that to my list as well.
Yeah. Well, basically, so if we're going by WrestleMania, so 97 would have been 13. So anyway, basically, WrestleMania 13 on have been basically I've been watching wrestling as I can, right? As long as I can remember. Like right, like you said with Ray, I've been watching him since like early like 2002.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, late WCW, like 2001 crap. And then him going to WWE, and then when he left, Lucha Underground, a little bit of New Japan.
Yep.
I got robbed of the Mysterio Liger match. Not his fault. He got injured. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
supposed. He was supposed to do a match with Jushin Liger at one of their U.S. shows, but he
Hmm.
had to pull because he got injured. I'm like, oh,
That oh my god, that match would have been
fire. And then he did some New Japan stuff for a little bit. Like it was only I think like 3 or 4 matches, and then he was gone. I'm like, oh man, I could have seen him with a junior title run. Junior heavyweight,
right.
basically, what if people forget, junior heavyweight title is like cruiserweight,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yep.
the only difference is so cruiserweights are 205.
Hmm.
Well, it depends which company you're at.
Right. Exactly.
New Japan junior heavyweight title, it's 220 and under.
Okay.
So basically, half of the WWE roster probably would have qualified.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
But it's just like I've been like Triple H. I've been watching a lot. Taker, Rock, Stone Cold, like names you said, like not their whole career, but basically like what I took for the time to watch. But it's just like I remember years ago, I thought Ray was gonna retire because like his knees were bad.
Yeah.
Like if he was
Yeah.
kind of like walking slowly, I'm like, oh, what happened to you, right? And then he got stem treatments in Colombia or something. He got some type of treatment up
Yes,
in
yeah.
Colombia.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, you're right. And now it's like he's still moving like he's
Ping,
he's
ping, ping, ping,
yeah.
ping,
I
ping.
mean he's not bouncing around like he was way back in the day. It's like this is not like, him versus Eddie Guerrero at freaking Halloween Havoc. He's not flying around like that, but
Oh, Scott, you got heat with Chavo. You said Eddie's name. You
oh,
got
that's right. I'm sorry, I can't say it now. Huh.
But
Don't want
Grace,
to bring up the family. You don't need
yeah, right,
us. You don't need
right,
us.
right. Edge, a little surprised. I was like, oh, he got called up, or he got called SmackDown, but he hasn't been on SmackDown. I know he did this stuff like in 2021 and a little bit last year, but
Yeah.
like when he got dropped, Grayson Waller needed to be called up. I think it was time.
Yeah.
Pretty deadly, same thing.
Hmm.
Love, I do like. At first, I was like, I could take him or leave. Now I'm like, I love these guys. Yes, boy.
Yes, boy. It's
Rick
great.
Boogs. I kind of wish him and Nakamura stayed together.
Agreed.
Can we
Another
bring
on
back the
separate
Rock and Roll?
shows.
I'm glad. Honestly, here's a hot take, Scott. I'm glad him and Elias are not tag partners.
Yeah. It didn't flow the same. I completely agree.
Uh,
But speaking of Elias, I like this is a good segue. We do have free agents. People who were not drafted to any show, they can appear at any time, anywhere. That list consists of everybody's favorite Baron Corbin, the Beast Brock Lesnar, who actually
got his
worked his
way.
contract to be able to be a free agent, so he wasn't tagged onto a show. Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Omos, Cedric Benjamin, and Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, Elias, Von Wagner, and Zion Quinn, both the last two, both from NXT.
Why?
Part of me hopes that we get Baron, Mustafa, Elias, Sheldon, and Cedric have some time back in NXT. I think it'd be fun, have them come down, and lift some people up, I think it'd be great. Omos, I'm a little surprised he wasn't drafted somewhere. He does not need to go to NXT. But I feel like he needs to find a home quickly.
Yes.
It's just, I don't know. And I think this might have also been one of those, we don't really have anything for you. So we're just going to say you're a free agent. You can show up anywhere and destroy people, because that's all his matches have been. They've all been squash matches. So they need something to do.
And then they got the match. He's got the match with Rollins as of right now. It's still happening. I don't know if they
right. No, that'll still happen. And then after that, he'll go into the abyss.
No pun intended.
Right. Brock being a free agent was kind of a no-brainer. I kind of expected that to happen. Because there's no need for him to be on one show and not the other. He is an attraction, so he should be treated as such, and he can go everywhere.
I thought Trish would be on the free agents list, to be honest with you.
I think right now they're gonna have her on Raw because she needs to finish out what she's doing with Becky. And I feel like that whole thing is gonna culminate. They're saying SummerSlam, and I feel like that's a far away.
I think that's way too late.
But if you think about it, it's only 3 months.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. At the same time, exactly. So who knows? They'll figure something out going forward. I'm sure she'll just continue to poke. And I believe Becky Lynch is actually injured right now currently. So
someone her foot, yeah.
So this actually works out better for Trish.
She had to finish her stuff with Lita too, doesn't she? Or
correct, yeah, she did take out Lita. Lita wasn't drafted at all, but I feel like she'll probably show up, and maybe we'll get something Money in the Bank betwing Lita and Trish, which I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my. Oh, that's in early July. That's right.
And
so many pay-per-views,
and that's also in England too. So that's a huge event, and obviously, honestly, Lita and Trish both could still go. So.
Oh yeah.
Let them have their fun over in the UK. I think that would be great.
If Cedric got, I kind of like where you going with Cedric got to NXT.
Yeah,
can I have him and Carmelo? Give me him and Carmelo. That'd be sweet,
right? Yeah, you can send them both down as a tag team, or even send them down one at a time. But like you said, Cedric could have bangers with half the NXT staff.
Idris and Alpha and Milk Blade. Honestly, they're underrated.
Absolutely. I still hate the fact that they broke up the Hurt Business. I really truly am.
Everybody's mad.
It still irks me to this day, and you're right. I'm pretty sure we're in the majority. It's just, it shouldn't have happened. But yeah, I really hope
teased it, and then all of a sudden they go like, ta-da!
Yeah, they kind of teased it for a minute, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're just kidding.
Okay, I gotta quit. Why the fuck is Cy quit on the free agents list?
I don't know.
That was a stupid pick. Like, haven't seen him on TV much. If he does, he loses.
You're right.
And he's supposed to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you haven't won a match in like months.
Right.
I know he wrestles on Level Up and stuff, but like,
I don't know. Maybe they'll send him back to NXT, or I don't know. Like, I've never been able to actually really get what Zion Quinn is trying to do. Like with any of his gimmicks that he's had, nothing really stuck with me. Yeah. And I hate to say this, until Tuesday, I felt the same way about Vaughn. But then after that little segment with Mr. Stone and
me too.
And then the surgery when he was younger, I was like, God damn it, don't make me care about this man. Like, I have been like, why is Vaughn still even here? Like, it's just like I don't know. Nobody.
That's the majority of us too, Scott.
Nobody seemed to like him, and it's just like, I feel bad for the guy. I know he's trying, but it's just, it doesn't seem to click. And then that segment happened on Tuesday, and I'm just like, shit.
Like,
all right, now I'm invested. All right, let's go.
But you know what's funny? But before, I'll go back to Sonic Quinn in a sec. But with Von Wagner, I like how Mr. Stone said if you lose his last match to Ilya, they were gonna, and then now they're like, it's like, you ever watch Friends?
Yeah. Oh yes.
You probably know where I'm going with this.
Yes, I do exactly. Yeah.
We were on a break.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's just like, so what was the point of stipulation?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's whatever. I hate the fact that Mr. Stone is not wrestling, because Robbie E was a great wrestler in TNA. I've actually watched him live up here in Vermont. He's gone to the local wrestling organization that I have up here multiple times, and I've seen him and I've met him. I've talked to him. He's a great guy, but they just refuse to let him wrestle. Thankfully, he knows how to speak, so it works. But it's like, please, just
or if he
let him
does
wrestle.
wrestle, like jobber,
Right, exactly, and I hate that. Like, let the
right?
man do his thing. I mean, it was entertaining as hell when he was getting run over about the tank by Shotzi. That shit was funny as hell.
And Rhea Ripley beating his ass.
Ready? I mean, Rhea would beat anybody's ass, including ours, both of ours included. But it's just like, let him have a chance in the ring with other guys. But I mean, whatever. That's just my, because I know what he could do, so I just want to be able to see him do it. But
Yeah,
if that was really his decision too, to step back and just be more of a manager, we definitely need more managers in wrestling as well.
he's got a bad luck though, because like Chelsea Green got released the first time, or she got called up and then got released.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's back. Aaliyah, I think they broke up. Something happened there. Jesse Camilla, whoever that, she's in
Yep.
Stardom now. She was with her. He was with him for like 2 weeks, and then that went nowhere.
Yep.
I think Fawn's the longest client he had, honestly.
Yeah, probably. It's nice to see somebody stick, yeah, because it turned into the Mr. Stone curse. Like everybody he had was, they were all either fired or they left. Yeah.
Oh,
So
and aside Quinn, I was gonna say about him. He looks badass. Don't get me wrong. Like
absolutely.
he looks like a badass, but it's just like, why do I care?
Right. Yeah,
Give
like
me a reason to care.
exactly. No, I 100% agree with you on that. Like you're right. Like, his presentation, flawless. It's fantastic. Like I do not want to meet this man in an alley. It's like he will obliterate my face. I don't want this to happen. But his character and his personality in the ring is like, yeah, you're a badass. I get that, but what else? What else you got? You got to give me
I know
something.
you got Samoan heritage. Like he
yeah, because I remember like his beginning stuff, like he was doing the Samoan dances and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, it's another Uso type of thing. Okay, I get
Sion Uso.
Yeah, I mean that's where my brain went when I first saw him come out. He was doing the dancing, and I'm just like, oh, okay, so he's like, Samoan, so he's doing the Uso dance and stuff. Okay, all right, I can kind of go with that. And then he went, I don't know, he had some weird like face gimmick for a little bit, and then he went heel, and the heel turn was out of nowhere too, and it didn't make any sense. And
I'm a superstar,
right? Yeah, and I don't know, it kind of went to where it is now, and it's kind of like, give me a reason, like you said, give me a reason to care. So we'll see what happens.
I seen him, I'm like, oh my god, what a badass motherfucker! And now, like he should be one of those guys like Dijak, like beating the shit out of people, like
correct,
like basically kicking ass, taking names. That's what I was trying to go with.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
But now he's in the ring. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, like who's coming out next to beat you? That's essentially what it turned into.
As soon as he's in the ring, I'm like, losing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like I don't know. I don't remember the last time I actually saw him have an entrance. He's always has the jobber entrance.
I feel like he'd be one of those guys that Braun just comes in and just spears the fuck out of him.
Yeah, probably. So I don't know. But we'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. But overall, I really enjoyed this draft. Obviously they had the SmackDown Lowdown and the Raw Talk afterwards, that had more picks, that we already mentioned where everybody has gone.
They did Gargano, Derry, and Waller.
Yeah, everybody like Johnny should have been on a show. He shouldn't have been on Raw Talk. That irked me a little bit. But
Waller, him and Waller are both on Raw. I'm like I'm not a big fan of Waller, but like he's impressive in the ring. Like I can't deny him that.
Right. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I like how he was trying not to. You could tell he's holding his tears back.
Yes.
But he's like, okay, I'm a heel. Like I gotta like.
He's trying to stay in character, and it was tough. I know you're right, 100%. I could see it too.
JD couldn't keep it control. Because like I remember I think it was Lowdown. Like Apollo got called first, and then we got called. I think it was after him. I think I didn't watch it. I just seen the highlights they show. And the next thing I know, I was like, I thought somebody because I didn't see JD. I know he was singing, and like next minute he was like, I'm like, where'd JD go? And then, but he was down like holding his head, right? I mean, hey, I'm not making fun of him. I'd be the same way, but it's just like, I'm like, that dude needs. I know the speaking out movements, but I mean, that was 3 years ago. But he's good in the ring. You can't deny him that. But it's just like, I think he deserves it, honestly.
Yeah, Definitely. I've always enjoyed his stuff. I'm still getting used to his name change. Um,
It's not too
but
bad. I know because it was Jordan Devlin, so they only did initial and
Jordan Devlin
switching.
just flows off your tongue so smooth though. JD McDonough just seems a little bulky to me, but that's just me.
I like his finish. I like how they like he's called the Devlin slide, like the pickup drip,
Yeah,
like now he called the Devlin side, Slipknot
yeah,
reference.
right.
But that's like I know we're talking about it so much, but if you haven't catch NXT yet, there's probably like 20 of us, like me and Scott are two of them. Check out him and Dragon Lee, the North American title match, asking for scripts. Since we're talking WWE, I'm also just bringing NXT up real quick. What's the other one? Me and you talk about the ratings. Who else? Oh, Battle of the Joes.
Yes, Battle of the Joes.
And who's the other one I said? Oh my god. The women's title match.
Hmm.
That was like, but I seen people talk about like after the Alba Far women's title tag team title match. Blah, 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 say that 10 times fast. Somebody said, like, what are they gonna like unify the titles? Is Alba Far and Done going to back and forth? Like, what's going on? I'm like, honestly, I think they should just combine them.
I mean, you can, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I know we talked about that before we got on here. I think what they should do is, since the current WWE Women's Tag Champions are on Raw, you now have the NXT Women's Championships on SmackDown. Just change them. Make the Raw one or the SmackDown one be the WWE Tag Team Champions. The other one's the World Tag Team Champions. If you want to, maybe you want to do that. You have the World Championships on Raw to go with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. Find a way to have them have their own women's tag titles on each show. I think that would be good. You could always make up a new women's tag team in NXT, but honestly, there's
No
what,
one.
one tag team in NXT, and
Because
that's
Toxic Tasha broke up. Ivy and Tatum broke up.
right.
Katana and Kane are up on Raw now.
Yep.
Fire and Dawn are on SmackDown.
Right.
Uh,
So I guess there's like Lash Legend, and I can't remember her tag team partner.
Jerica Jackson, they're on level up.
Yeah, I guess they're the only real tag team left in the women's division.
And then
So
Wendy Chu and somebody.
yeah. Wendy Chu and her tag team.
Somebody, I seen someone in my wrestling group, and I can't remember who it is, so I apologize for the name. JCJ and Cord, well, I forgot their names for a sec. Somebody said they should put your team. I'm like, you know what? That could actually work.
They had a picture on Instagram talking about like bonding over their hatred for others, and I'm just looking at the two of them like, this could work. This could
Badass.
work. But I don't know.
The
I feel like,
baddies.
huh?
The baddies.
Yeah. Well, we already got that on another show. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they decide to do that, but I feel like Cora can definitely stand on her own as a
Yeah.
tag, as a singles competitor.
Oh yeah, me too.
JC, I feel like she's not quite there yet, and I'll throw Gigi in as well. I feel like they're close, but they need more seasoning before they can really fully kind of dive into the women's title picture. And it's not a knock on either one of them. It's just like I feel like they're not quite as smooth as some of the other wrestlers. And again, it's not a knock on them. It's just my personal preference. I could be 100% wrong, and that's perfectly fine. Again, it's just my thoughts.
I forgot to say Corbin, back to Baron Corbin. It's like, I was telling you in the group chat, Corbin should go in the crowd, hold a sign. It says, hire me.
Yes.
Or sign me.
So yeah. And every week he just gets more and more deteriorating because bum ass Corbin is back. And more stains on the shirt and all this other nonsense. Just do it, and then somebody eventually will give him a chance, and then watch him like blow up and just do something ridiculous. But yeah, I really hope they kind of run with that because
that'd be dope.
I think that would be great. People give Corbin way too much hatred, and it saddens me because the man will do everything. They went overseas, and they're in Paris, France.
To ask you, did you see that?
I saw the video. He had a match. I think it was with Tozawa, and
boobs.
Yeah, and he ended up winning. And the French crowd was they loved him. They sang to him, and Corbin looked like I don't think I'd ever seen Corbin that happy in a ring. Like he was trying.
Shocked.
Yeah, he was trying to hold on to his emotions and he just couldn't. It was great to see. It was very heartwarming. And I'm just like, see, the French people understand what Baron Corbin is about. Why doesn't the rest of the world love him
Yeah,
like they do?
like I'm not the biggest like my two top favorite gimmicks from Corbin is the Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
Because I mean he had a bad theme song, but heavy metal.
Yeah.
I like any kind of music, but heavy metal and rap are my top two. Uh, anyway, the Lone Wolf and the Bell Mask were my top two, and then I seen that video and like even he was like, "They're cheering for me." What?
Yeah.
Like he like it looked generally. You can't fake that reaction. Like
Correct. Exactly. Yeah.
I legit not thought. I legit think like he was like, "Oh shit, they're cheering for me!" Like
Yeah.
because I think he was facing Tosella in Paris, and then he faced Boogs one night,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's like, oh,
It
like
was great.
I'm not the biggest. Like I do like Corbin now. Like I don't know, but like it's just like, dude, like you got to make him face now.
Yeah, and they gotta do something with him. Like with Corbin, like I was a fan of him the moment he showed up in NXT and hit the end of days for the first time. Like I genuinely was just watching the TV, watching the match, and saw him hit that move, and I'm just like, that might be the greatest finisher I've ever seen. And
It's protected.
yeah, exactly. Only Drew McIntyre is kicked out of it, and that pisses me off. And that's another story for another day. It just how it the fluidity of the movement and how he hits it is just it's impeccable.
My favorite
And
one is Chad Gable doing a take
yes,
on.
yes. What was it? The King of the Ring final, or
No,
actually, might have not even been that.
oh,
It
I'm
might have
sorry,
been one of the
twice.
matches before.
It was they did the Dusty semi fun the very first one.
Yep.
I forget the takeover it was, but Gable was trying to give him a DDT and Corbin's like he just caught him like beautiful, and then King of the
Yes.
Ring.
Yes, that was stellar too.
And those two got good chemistry, and like
Yeah.
Corbin's like because somebody said so the top three finishers are protect or four. I read well, I'll name it. Scott, you just tell me. Enadace is one. Bro kick from Sheamus, but I mean Sheamus kicks anybody's head off.
Right.
Or if you're Brian Danielson, kick your fucking head in. The Claymore
Mhm.
and RKO.
Yeah.
The pedigree used to be the pedigree, but let's just be honest, that's just a setup move like the Canadian Destroyer.
I know. It's
That
sad
hurts.
because the pedigree
That
used to
hurts.
be like the be all end all for a lot of things, but yeah,
Same with
now
the
it's just
Canadian
a
Destroyer.
setup.
Petey Williams, who is working for WWE as the producer, used that move, and then everybody's just like,
Now
okay, let's
everybody
just
does
set
it.
up for a 2 count. It's like, no.
I know.
I'm like, Petey's probably throwing his papers halfway across the backstage right now.
Well, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, everybody's using his move, so I believe he was,
Royalties.
huh?
Royalties.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. This next year for WWE looks promising. Backlash looks like it's going to be a decent card, and then like I said before, you and I will talk about that after the show. Not the night of, obviously, because it's late for you because you're an hour ahead of me. So obviously, I'm not going to have you be up at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. You're like, come on, Ethan, let's do a live review.
Love you guys, but no.
Man needs his beauty sleep.
I do.
But yeah.
Oh, top five. We gotta do top five.
Oh, that's right. So for me, my top five, I think for Raw going forward, I have Cody Rhodes, obviously, Gunther and Imperium in general, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre, and Shinsuke Nakamura, I think might be the five biggest for Raw. And for SmackDown, I have obviously Roman's going to continue doing Roman things. Bianca Belair, I feel Bobby Lashley's going to get a good push. I feel Grayson Waller, as much as it pains me to say, is going to have a good year and pretty deadly. Those are my top five for both.
All right, so five. Well, Cody Rhodes gonna be. This is not in particular order. So Cody's one, not number one, but I'm just. JD McDonough.
Okay.
I gotta look at the Raw list for a second. Me and you've been talking for like 45 minutes, and
I know.
I already forgot how. Imperium. I'll go with Imperium. That's three.
Okay.
Bronson Reed.
Okay.
Who else could be? You know what? I'm gonna go with Damian Priest.
All right. Okay.
And honorable mention Shinsuke. And for women's, I'll say not really much. Rhea. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
And for SmackDown, LA Knight.
Okay.
Bloodline. obviously.
Right.
They're great on Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
Karrion Kross.
Okay. All right.
And I would like to see Butch.
Okay.
And
Now,
honorable
does he
mention.
stay as Butch or does he come back as Pete Dunne? Do they make the switch like quietly, kind of like what they did with Riddick Moss?
Pete Dunne, please.
Thank God. Yes.
No, fuck you, Scott Butch. Not kidding. But I could see honorable mentions though. I could see Theory.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw Brian. I know Cameron Grimes.
That'd be nice. I'd be happy with that.
So for him, trips. I need to see the following matches: Edge versus Cameron, Styles,
Yep.
Theory.
Mm-hmm.
I named this for LA Knight. There we go. Again.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you want? I don't know why. I really like that feud between the both of them.
Yeah.
Tag teams. You got Uso Street Profits. They had bangers.
Yep.
Sorry, Sheamus. Hit Row. I don't really care. Damage Control. I actually wouldn't mind seeing them in Fire and Dawn.
That would be a lot of fun. I agree.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I kind of hope Io leaves Damage Control.
Okay.
And it's SmackDown. Both of them are on SmackDown for the Raw Women's title.
Right.
Rhea's on Raw now. I don't know why I'm blanking now. Me and you've been talking for almost an hour. And Selena Vega, she's SmackDown, so okay, whatever. So
right.
if they obviously Rhea's retaining, spoiler prediction, Backlash. This doesn't count for the title, by the way. Disclaimer. So John, don't get pissed off. So Rio obviously Rio's gonna retain. See, Bianca and Io's one of those matches. I'm like, I won't get mad who wins.
Right.
They're gonna have a good match, but I think Io should win and stay on Raw. Yes, I know you love Damage Control, Scott, but I mean,
no, I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to do that. Like, part of me still feels like if they don't do a switch, they might just rename the titles.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay, I could see it. I couldn't see it
because
the Raw, the women's, and then give SmackDown like the women's Intercontinental or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows?
I seen rumors of that, like making a new women's title or like give her the tag title, one of them, and then or both of them all together and make a mid card. But I'm like, well, then what do you do with the teams then?
Right, exactly. You don't want to break up the teams, so I don't know.
And on Raw complaint department, I mean, I know they're kind of like jobber tag teams. As much as I like, don't complain, Chelsea, please.
So talk to your manager.
We're Canadian. Yes, I know we're Canadians, but it's just like, she can go, man. They could go. I kind of feel bad for Sonya. I find ever since like that whole stalker thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, poor choice of words, but
it's just essentially what it was. Actually, briefly talking on that, I saw a post from her today talking about how after 3 years, the whole thing is finally over and done with.
Yeah, I saw that too. So, he got 15 years. I seen it from postwrestling.com. But I seen that
nice
article.
To have some closure with that. So
yeah, because I remember before they were supposed to do a Hair or Mandy. We're supposed to do a no DQ. No DQ.
Well, it was hair versus hair.
Hair. And then because of that whole thing, I mean,
yeah, they turned into a loser leaves WWE match. Yeah,
I'm glad Sonya got that closure because I mean, I love being a wrestling fan, but I also hate being one sometimes. And here's because reasons like that.
Right.
Same with Ray at the airport.
Yep.
Liv at the airport. Rhea at the airport. Kevin at the airport. It's like, guys, like, come on, like.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad apples out there, and it ruins it for the people like us who want to give these people their space and cheer them on from afar and not be in their business. Like because they're human beings too.
I said on a past podcast with Sam by the way, you can check out that once a month on Ship Studios. Like I said to like my rule is if I see you with family, I'm not even gonna go near.
Exactly.
Like I might say hi, maybe that's it. Like Okay, it's not hypocritical, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like,
No, I mean you can say hello, like if you're like walking past them. But yeah, if they're with family, leave them alone. Don't ask
like I
for
said,
a photo. Don't ask for an autograph. Be like, you can tell your friends, "Hey, I saw so and so at the airport. I said hi to them. That was about it. They were with family. I was going to leave them alone." You know?
yeah, because like I said before, like there's a rapper local around where I am, so had no idea who was there, and I seen like my mom saw like I was in like middle school, high school, right? And she's like, "Oh, Classified's over there." Like he's the rapper name, and I was like, "Did I say yeah?" Because I was gonna go say hi to him, and then I saw him with his kids. I'm like, "Nope, I'll just mark out over there."
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I don't know I'm wrestling story, but it's just like, come on, guys. Like I just love. Don't get me wrong, I love being a wrestling fan, but at the same time, it's like sometimes I was just like, fuck, this is embarrassing.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on, guys. Like that. Did you see that Ray video? Like the first before the whole live in
Yes.
Selena. So you probably know. So there's, I think the fan recording, he was kind of facing like this way,
Yeah.
basically. So Ray, when I was the rare time we saw without a mask, which is
Right.
shocking still, and he's like basically like not swearing at them, but like, hey guys, like I'm gonna get in shit for signing this, right? Because well,
Right.
guess somebody didn't put him there. And there's people like Funko Pop boxes and like I mean like a poster full. And I'm like, come on. And then the guy who filmed, he's like, I'm actually like a fan. I've been a fan since I think he's at the 80s, but I know what he meant because I mean
Yeah.
Ray's been since he's 13. And Ray's like, and I could believe he was a fan. Like I think he had like a poster and Ray's like, dude, I'll sign for you because you're a fan.
Right.
But there's like 20 other people like off camera. I think they had like Funko like posters, Bristol board,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, they're going to eBay and getting that for $200. Bet you any money.
Yeah. It's too bad. It's
And
like
it pisses me off, man. Like
I
fuck.
agree, 100%, 100%.
There's my Ethan rant for the month.
Hey,
Fuck.
nothing wrong with some wrestling tangents when it comes to I get it, I get it.
Story time with Ethan, baby.
That's right.
uh,
But yeah, let's. This was like I said before, like this was a good draft. I feel like this year should be very promising for WWE. So like I said, the rosters take effect next Monday after Backlash. We'll see what happens with the titles, women's side, and everything else. But that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you obviously so much for watching and listening. You could find us pretty much everywhere on streaming platforms as Above the Ring. This will actually be on YouTube only. So you can find us there at _above the ring. You can find myself everywhere as Scotty J Stream. And you can find Ethan over at wrestling_fan_9.
yes.
Yeah,
And
got it right.
I'll promote my other stuff. So you can follow me on PW Mania, where I review everything under the sun, WWE, AEW, all the Japan stuff, Stardom, Dragon Gate, New Japan, All Japan, Noah. List goes on and on and on. You can follow me on Pro Wrestling Post, where I do retro reviews of All Japan Pro Wrestling ECW, not the WWE version, the original ECW. You can also catch me on my show, Walk Ethan Wrestling Podcast, every Fridays and Sundays. Fridays talk about the Monday for Thursday shows, and then Sundays, obviously the Friday weekend shows. And then you can follow me on I host the AEW Weekly Wrap Up Show with on the Official WWE Podcast every Friday that drops, where I talk about AEW. And then follow me on, of course, with Above the Ring, where I post Japan results on the Facebook and Twitter. Scott would know because I bug him every day telling him I post results. Well, I post the New Japan results on Twitter, Facebook. You can catch Stardom, Noah, All Japan. By the way, keep an eye out tomorrow, Scott. By the way,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's pretty much everything. Yes, I review a lot of shows.
And God bless you for doing it. I mean, I've watched wrestling for 30 years, but I think that you watch more wrestling than I think I probably ever could in my life. And I love that for you. I just don't have the time, and I wish I did.
I have friends who are like, "Do you sleep?" Like,
There is no
like,
sleep. Yeah, your eyes are taped open. You're actually sleeping, but you're still taking in content from something over in
no,
Japan.
I do sleep, but so like the Japan, I'm not getting up at 3 o'clock anymore. I'll wait
Right.
till it's done. But it's just like tomorrow, Pro Wrestling Noah. I mean, I'm only bringing it up because Scott's wearing Timothy Thatcher. But and then Stardom's got a show tomorrow. I gotta remind Sam of that. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of shows going on tomorrow because in Japan's Golden Fight Week.
Okay.
So that it's like a holiday. I probably butchered that. So anybody lives in Japan or has lived in Japan, visited, please, for the love of God, correct me. I do not want to fuck up. But yeah, it's you can follow me on all those, and of course, above the ring.
If you want to look for Above the Ring, you can find us on Facebook. We're actually at Ship It Above the Ring. Obviously on Twitter as Above the Ring, YouTube and Instagram at _ Above the Ring. Like I said, you can find myself everywhere. Scotty J Stream. Ethan was at Wrestling _fan _9. You can find us on pretty much every podcasting platform that is out there. If we're not on one that you're listening to, let us know. Add ourselves to it. That way we can do all your one-stop podcast shopping. Add a little bedlam to your day. Once again, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. We have tons of stuff coming out for YouTube and new podcasts. Above the Ring, this is going to be, everybody say this is our year, but I really feel this is going to be good stuff. So obviously, most important, thank you guys again for listening. Most importantly, do not forget to ship it. Enjoy the bedlam. Have a good night.